NCERTs plays a crucial role in the UPSC preparation for both prelims as well as for mains. So why is this NCERT getting more importance nowadays? Is it necessary to prepare NCERT for modern Indian history also? Let's find out the answers for these questions. Hi, myself Adra. Welcome to Pathways Academy. So here, the given table actually contains the number of questions that have been asked for modern Indian history for the past 10 years. So the first row contains the total number of questions and the second row contains the questions that have been directly or indirectly asked from NCERTs. Okay. So just go through the number of years. In 2013, the total number of questions asked for modern Indian history was about 6. Out of 6 questions, all the questions could be answered directly or indirectly from NCERTs. That means 100% questions could be answered through NCERTs in the 2013 year. 2014 also, this was the same context. Out of 5 questions, 5 questions could be answered from NCERTs. Out of 8, 6 questions in 2016. Out of 6, 5 questions. 2017, it was 100%. 2018, out of 12 questions. Okay, this 2018 question paper was a little bit difficult question paper. So, out of this 12 questions asked for modern Indian history, about 9 questions could be answered directly from NCERTs. Okay, in 2019 also almost 50% of the questions could be answered. In 2020, out of 7 questions, 5 questions came from NCERTs. 2021, out of 8, 6 questions. 2022, 4 questions, and 2023, 2 questions. Okay, so the weightage of questions or the weightage given by the UPSC for modern Indian history from NCERTs are getting increasing. Okay, are getting increased. So the weightage given by the UPSC for this NCERT is very much higher, right? So let's go through some examples. Okay, so this is a question asked for 2022. The question is regarding the topic Government of India Act 1919. That is the provincial diarchy which is included in this Government of India Act 1919. The question is asking that which of the following were treated as reserved subject under the provincial diarchy of Government of India Act 1919. Okay, so the administration of justice, local self-government, land revenue, police. Okay, here I'm not actually answering this question. Okay, but the same context could be seen in our old NCERT. Okay, in the old NCERT, which was written by Bipin Chandra, here there is a chapter number 15, Struggle for Swaraj. Okay, in this chapter, page number 263, there is a paragraph given. The subheading of the paragraph was the Montague-Chelmsford reforms. The Montague-Chelmsford reform is nothing but the Government of India Act 1919. Okay, so in this paragraph, it is explicitly mentioning the subjects under reserve list and the transfer list. Okay, we can see in this paragraph. So this was taken from the old NCERT by Bipin Chandra. Okay, this is a simple example for this importance. Now another question. Consider the following freedom fighters: Barendra Kumar Ghosh, Jogesh Chandra Chatterjee, Rash Bihari Bose. Who of the above was or were actively associated with Gadar party? Some personalities, some names of the personalities were given, and out of these personalities, who all are associated with this Gadar party? Gadar party is a revolutionary party. Okay, so this context is also given in the old NCERT. Okay, old NCERT by Bipin Chandra. There is a chapter named Struggle for Swaraj. The same chapter which have been already discussed in the last question, right? The Struggle for Swaraj. This chapter is actually dealing with the Indian independence movement. So revolutionary movements as well as the INC concepts are given in this chapter. So the page number 258 of this chapter deals with the Gadar party. Okay, a long description of Gadar party is given in this chapter in the page number 258. Right. So here in this section, the major personalities associated with Gadar party is also given. The question is actually taken from this para. Okay, this is explicitly mentioned in this paragraph. Right. So this is another example for the importance of NCERTs. And another question. See, with reference to Indian history, consider the following statements. Here 3 statements are given. The Dutch established their factories and warehouses on the east coast on the lands granted to them by Gajapati rulers. Alfonso de Albuquerque conquered the Goa from Bijapur Sultan. English East India Company established a factory at Madras on a plot of land leased from a representative of Vijayanagara Empire. Okay, actually, the three statements are of different types, right? One, the first statement is actually dealing with Dutch East India Company. The second is actually dealing with Portuguese, and the third is actually dealing with English East India Company. Okay, but all of the statements could be answered. Okay, this statement could be answered by this old NCERT. This is actually an indirect question. We can't find the same sentences in a single chapter. Okay, but there's a chapter named Beginning of European Settlements. In this chapter, the second statement and the third statement is explicitly mentioned. But the first statement is indirectly mentioned in this chapter. Okay, so this question could be considered as an indirect question asked from NCERTs. If you have read this NCERT, if you have read this chapter 3rd, Beginning of European Settlements, you could have answered this question. Okay, this was an indirect question, not a direct question, but still these elements, the context regarding the Dutch East India Company, their settlements, Alfonso de Albuquerque conquered Goa, this statement, the company's conquering of or the establishment of factory at Madras, these statements are given inside this NCERT, but as an indirect manner, that's all. Okay, another example for this NCERT. See, go through this question. This question was asked for 2021. Okay. In the first quarter of the 17th century, in which of the following was or where the factory or the factories of English East India Company located? That is, the question is actually dealing with the settlements of English East India Company. Broch, Chikakole, Trishnapalli. Broch, that is also known as Barukacha. Barukacha. Then Chikakole, that is Srikakulam. And Trishnapalli, Trichy. Okay, so these are the older name of these regions. Okay, so in the first quarter of the 17th century, which are the following factories? In which of the following areas did the company made factories? This question is a direct question taken from the old NCERT by Bipin Chandra. That is a chapter 3rd, the beginning of European settlements. Okay, the major settlement areas of Europeans, even it is a Dutch or the Portuguese or the British or the French settlements are actually explicitly mentioned in this chapter. Okay, the question is asking about the English East India Company. So these elements are also directly mentioned in this chapter. Okay, another example. So look at this question. With reference to Madanapalli of Andhra Pradesh, which one of the following statements is correct? 4 statements are given. So, which among the following statements are correct regarding the Madanapalli of Andhra Pradesh? See, this is a direct question taken from our new NCERT. See, for you NCERT, both in new NCERT as well as old NCERTs are important. Okay, so the new NCERT, class 6th, social and political life, page number 2. Okay, in this chapter, the second page contains an article. This section, the translation of our Indian national anthem, Jana Gana Mana. Okay, so in this page, in the last section, they have given a statement. Jana Gana Mana was translated by Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore from Bengali to English in February 1919 at Madanapalli in the district of Chittoor. Okay, we won't actually recognize this easy concept because it is actually contained in the page number 2nd. This is not a implicit area under a chapter. Okay, this is not included in a chapter, but rather in the front page or the second page of NCERT is this context given. So we don't actually recognize that much easily in these NCERTs, but the question has been asked from this section. Okay, Madanapalli in the Chittoor district. Okay, so here the answer is option C. Okay, Rabindranath Tagore translated the national anthem from Bengali to English here. Now another question. Consider the following statements. Montague Chelmsford reforms of 1919 recommended granting voting rights to all women above the age of 21. The Government of India Act 1935 gave women reserved seats in the legislature. Okay, both these questions are asking or asked from this constitutional reforms. Okay, the Montague-Chelmsford reforms or the Government of India Act 1919 and the Government of India Act 1935, the parliamentary acts passed by the British in India. Okay, so this is also included in the old NCERT, chapter 15, Struggle for Swaraj, page number 291. This is a section. Okay, in this section, the context regarding the Government of India Act 1935 is given. From this section that this question has been asked. Okay, so these are some of the examples for which the importance of NCERTs are that much evident. Okay, so what is the importance of this NCERTs? NCERTs are actually the foundation for your UPSC preparation. It lays a base for your UPSC preparation. Okay, because if your foundation is that much weaker, you can't qualify for UPSC Prelims. And it is one of the precise and concise material now available in the market. It is very simple to read, very simple language is used. Okay, and more than 40% of the questions from Prelims could be asked directly from this NCERTs. And some keywords are being mentioned in this NCERTs. Some maps or diagrams could be used for your mains as well as for Prelims preparation. Okay, so NCERT is having that much importance in your UPSC preparation. So which all NCERTs should be read for modern Indian history? Okay, so as I already said that we have new NCERTs as well as old NCERTs. For new NCERTs, you can depend upon two textbooks. One is the 8th standard NCERT, that is our past 3rd, and the plus 2 level NCERT, that is the the themes in Indian history part 3. Okay, these are the main NCERTs for preparing. So as I already said that there are mainly two types of NCERTs. There are old NCERTs as well as new NCERTs. Considering the new NCERTs, so there are mainly 3 NCERTs for UPSC preparation. One is our past 3rd. This is actually the 8th standard new NCERT textbook. Okay, the other text, the advanced version of this text is the plus 2 level textbook, that is the themes in Indian history part 3. And apart from these new NCERTs, you could also depend upon the old NCERT written by Bipin Chandra. Okay, old NCERT written by Bipin Chandra. It is actually the class 12, the old NCERT of class 12. Modern India, a history textbook for class 12, okay, written by Bipin Chandra. So these are the important textbooks you have to read for modern Indian history. Okay, so always remember that NCERT is having higher weightage compared to other sources in the market. So always depend upon the NCERTs for your basic foundation. Only after reading the NCERTs, you have to read other textbooks. Okay, so these are the NCERTs that are that much important for your modern India preparation. So first read these NCERTs. Okay, after that only read another other sources. For your basic foundation, NCERT is a must option. Okay, so hope you have understood the importance of NCERTs for UPSC preparation. So for the time being, signing off. Thank you.